Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 27th of February. So, what's in store for today then? Well, we do have the new Fed Chair Powell speaking later on. It's going to be actually speaking at 3 o'clock, although on you'll see on Forex Factory, etc., that he's testifying at 1:30, well, actually his speech is actually released at 1:30, so I should imagine there will be volatility around 1:30, and then the question and answer session after he's actually testified at 3 o'clock will follow, so it could be on quite a bit later. Anyway, let's have a look where we are then. There's not too much in terms of this morning that is looking particularly set up for me. In fact, I will start with the yen for a change here, only that it's, I guess, if anything, it's, well, still relatively bearish here, but still doesn't come up to its trend line. And when you start looking through here, it to me, on some time frames, particularly the hourly here, it does, well, it started breaking already. It started already pushing up, it may be a bit previous. It has been in a real choppy old zone though, but I was looking to see if that was going to break up and push on further where it started that track maybe at the moment, and it looks certainly like it has some potential to push up towards its prior highs there, R1, maybe start a bigger correction or continuation of the correction that started previously. Erring on that sort of bullish side, maybe back for the daily 21 at some point there. So euro dollar, well, euro dollar's looks like it wants to push back up above yesterday's highs at this rate. It's still got some legs in this move. It came off the daily, the 4-hourly 100 yesterday, moved 50 odd pips. It's correcting itself at the moment back into this sort of range, and it's the overall range changed somewhat here. Much more flat sort of top to this pattern now. Maybe it wants to push up again. It's the 50 MA is not that far away. That could be a target it's sort of running towards on the upside. It's looking quite bullish on this hourly basis, with the higher low just sort of printed in there. Just have to watch how it runs this morning. It's, as I say, got the potential to change things around. It did look yesterday, particularly towards the later stages with the bars into the monthly pivot, like it might have been trying to roll over through this trend line, but for now it's found support on it again, and as I say, it looks erring on the bullish side at the moment. I've still got an edge of bearishness about the sentiment still erring down actually. There's still potential, I think, for it to roll over, but it's just rather slow at the moment. But we'll see how the morning pans out. Run into that hourly 200 could be a blocker. The thing is, when you start getting all these highs up here, there'll be stops above those highs, and as I say, it may run through, so the 200 may stop any upside movement and be a potential shorting point. Okay, if you've got a sort of a bearish feel, that is, of course, the pound dollar, it hasn't so far pushed up quite so far. To me, it's a much more unreliable pairing in terms of the Brexit discussions, etc. It makes for it to be choppy and volatile at times. Never know when someone's going to start speaking about it, so it's certainly choppy at the moment. But again, it's sort of looking like it's almost shaping up to roll over at some point. But currently, we see this current 4-hourly bar just come in, just quite bullish engulfing. So maybe it's got more upside here. Just running into its daily pivot. Just watch our reaction to this daily pivot if it pushes on through. We'll see. It may become a bit more bullish. The whole pattern may change in terms of what I was looking at yesterday, and particularly on the weekly update. but looking at the moment, as I say, edging up into that daily pivot, may continue to get a bit more bullish. Okay, looked at the yen, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar really a bit like the pound in terms of its put the sort of a down day. I say down day, it was a marginal up day yesterday, put a new high. Couldn't hold on to the highs and rolled over, and didn't manage to recover quite so much. To me, there's a trend line across the lows here. In fact, I've popped it on there. There's a couple of trend lines across the lows there. If it starts breaking to the downside, well, more bearish. It has put higher lows in. Particularly on this one here, it's confirmed a couple of higher lows. Sorry, this one here. It's confirmed that higher low. It's put another higher low, not necessarily confirmed yet, but still sitting in there. But not the most simple of directions here. Maybe we'll see this push on upwards as well for now. Okay, so Aussie dollar and finally Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar, well, it had pushed up yesterday, continued in that sort of mode. It's still looking like there's a trend line across the highs here. Don't actually drawn on either pattern, but there could be more upside towards its R1. It's air kissed the daily pivot there, but on the bullish side, it would be a reasonable target. Yesterday's high is the R1 if it gets a leg up again. Any sell-off, well, really it's got potential support. It still has the 50 facing south here, although the shorter time moving averages have rolled over and given support. Just really depends on how it works out this morning. If it starts rolling, it could be breaking. If it breaks the daily pivot, then and that 34, I'd have a different view of it. At the moment, it's still erring towards the bullish side at the moment. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. I will speak to you in the morning. Bye for now.